Wonderful. Great to be with you on this beautiful Michigan day. It looks like finally we're going to get some great weather in Michigan for a little bit.
And I want to talk about the president's visit, but, obviously you live here when you're not in D.C. and so forth. The governor, Big Gretch, I don't think that's flattering, but okay, Big Gretch has opened up the northern part of Michigan, Traverse City across to Alpena North and into the UP, of course, just in time for the holiday weekend. Just in time, the governor's mansion at Mackinac Island will be open for business over the holiday weekend. Coincidence or not?
I didn't even think about that. I think, she is getting the hint that a one-size-fits-all plan doesn't work. Maybe if she did a little less TV and listened to the people in the state a little bit more, this could have happened more quickly. And, of course, this is a huge tourism time for Michigan, and we want to see our economy come back. We want people to be healthy and safe, but you also want to make sure that people have a livelihood to go back to.
But here's my confusion. Throughout all of this, the governor kept saying, well, we can't have people traveling from Detroit and places that have high infection rates to places that can't handle that kind of uptick at the hospital and so forth. Then she opens northern Michigan, all of it, for the holiday weekend. There's going to be a stampede north. And so, wait, is it about science or something else?
I don't know. I don't think she's really done a good job working in a bipartisan way and explaining to the people of Michigan, listen, we all want her to be successful. We want our state to be healthy and safe, and we want to make sure we're taking measures to make that happen. But wouldn't it have been great if she'd have worked with our Republican-led Senate and House and said, let's work together, let's put together a bipartisan face on this. I'm going to listen to your concerns and take them into account, listen to these protesters. She hasn't done that, and I think that's a real failure in leadership, that it's been her way or the highway. Nobody else seems to get input, and I think our state has suffered as a result. And her media tour for her VP slot, 60 different appearances. Boy, it would have been better if she'd have taken 60 different meetings with constituents of our state.
I agree with that. She's now working on the talent portion of her presentation to be the VP. I think she's going to play piano and wish for world peace. The one thing, Ronna,
certainly not diplomacy. Her talent will not be diplomacy, that's for sure.
In all seriousness, I think one of the things that's going to come back to haunt not only Governor Whitmer, but Governor Cuomo as well, executive orders that sent COVID-19 positive patients into nursing homes. It happened in New York, it happened in Michigan, and we now know that half of the deaths in Michigan are from 3 counties and just the nursing homes in those counties, Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties. That's a devastating figure, isn't it?
Yeah, I do think we have to look at the nursing home policies that these governors put in place. You look at Florida, everyone was being incredibly critical of Ron DeSantis early on, that the beaches were open, but he had one of the strictest orders when it came to nursing homes, and you've seen their death toll and their infection rate be much lower than Michigan. So I think it's important that we look at that, not just to look back, but also to look forward to see what we could do better if something like this ever happens to our state again.
Sure. Ronna McDaniel here, RNC Chair, Michigan native, of course. All right, so the president resuming travel. He's on his way to Rawsonville to a Ford plant there. What do you make of it? I mean, we need to get things moving again. The big 3 are back up and running, at least in some capacity. Not full steam yet, but they're on their way. That's good news in reopening this economy that desperately needs some oxygen.
I think it's a great opportunity for the president to highlight how our country has come together in a time of crisis, and to see companies like Ford shift their production to make ventilators in a time of great need, something that's made it so that not a single person in our country who's needed a ventilator has gone without one. Now we're able to help other countries. It's just remarkable, and I love that the president's going and touring these companies that have converted to making PPE or tests and now ventilators, and highlighting the importance of manufacturing in our country, because manufacturing is what's helped us get out of this crisis. And he's always said it's a national security issue that we don't have manufacturing in this country. Sure. And that's why, as president, we've added 500,000 manufacturing jobs under his tenure.
You go all the way back to his campaign, and he said, our reliance on China and supply chains back to China is a bad situation to be in. And man, was he right when that came to bear. And hopefully this means Made in America means something going forward. Ronna, I'll give you the last word here.
Well, I agree. I think Michigan has benefited from a president who has understood the importance of manufacturing better than ever. And now to have him come to Michigan and highlight the great work that our state has done during this pandemic, I think it's going to be really wonderful, and we should all be happy to have him come visit our state.
I agree. I think it's time to open up the economy, put people back to work, be responsible, but let's get going. We're Americans. Ronna McDaniel, greatly appreciate you as always, Chairwoman of the RNC and Michigan native. We always appreciate talking to you, Ronna. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. Good to be with you.
Always a pleasure.